Hey guys, so Alyssa here at Red Books and Cats, and today I shall be coming at you with a book review. Today's book review is going to be about Secrets for the Mad by Dodie Clark. I was lucky enough to get this through NetGalley, which I was super pumped for because I was so excited about this book to come out. Like, I'm a huge Dodie Clark fan. I love her so much. So basically what Secrets for the Mad is it's about Dodie Clark. If you're not familiar with her, she has a channel called Doddle Oddle and Doddle Vloggle. She's a musician, and on her vlog channel she just kind of vlogs what she's going through and stuff like that. She's wonderful. I love her. I think she's great. I think she's wonderful. I think she's just one of my favorite YouTubers ever. So yeah, this book is about her and what lessons she's learned in her 20-something years. And it talks about her depression and her depersonalization disorder. And it goes into alcohol and relationships, and I think it even goes into bullying. Like, it goes into a lot. Like, there's a lot discussed in this book, and she gives her perspective and her experience with things in it. Going into this, I was nervous to say the least because I had never read a YouTuber book, and I was nervous, honestly, because I've heard so many mixed things about them. I didn't have any particular preconceived notions about them, but I just had never watched somebody on YouTube that came out with a book that I then had a strong desire to read. But when I found out that he was coming out with this book, I really wanted to read it, and I was not disappointed at all, honestly. I had my expectations blown out of the park. One of the things that made this so good is who Dodie is as a person. She's not a personality that's not really her thing. She's a musician, so she writes. So I think that is what played into making this so good, because honestly, that was one of the things that really stood out to me, was how good the writing was. Like, it was really good, honestly. I was not expecting it to be, and I was expecting it because it goes into all those different topics. I was kind of worried about it being kind of choppy and kind of disjointed, but it wasn't. It flowed really well between each chapter, subject, whatever you want to call it. It would have sometimes lyrics from her songs, or it would have a drawing, and it just was really good transitioning, I thought. I didn't think that I was jumping around all over the place just reading a bunch of thoughts written on paper. I felt like I was reading something that felt very cohesive, which was one of the things that, again, I was really worried about. And one of the things that Dodie is really good at is, even in her songs, she's so good at portraying her emotions and how she's feeling, and she's so good at that and having it come across as very realistic, which is one of the things that I've always loved about her, and I think really was in this book. And I liked where at points it definitely felt like she was just talking. It felt almost like I was watching a video where she was just talking to me and she was telling me how she was feeling, and she was just explaining what she's going through, and I really loved it. I love that aspect of it. Obviously, I can't really elaborate on characters because there isn't any. I also did the one chapter where she had her friend come in and explain an experience and stuff like that, and see her from his point of view. I thought that was really interesting. And I love the drawings. Again, I thought they were cute, and I loved the incorporation of her lyrics in the book. I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful. I was singing in my head and I was reading them, and it was great. It's just, I felt again that it made it flow so nice, and I felt like it kept with the mood really well. I also liked how in-depth she went about some of her realizations, which I really liked. It came off as a non-cocky way of how she realized right from wrong and what she might do to better herself. And I thought the length of it was great, honestly. I thought it wasn't too short, it wasn't too long, it was just right. All that being said, I don't really have any cons. The only thing is that I ended up giving this a 3.5 stars, which probably is confusing considering all of what I had just said in this review. But the reason that I gave it that is not because I don't highly suggest this book, that I don't think that it could help people out, that I don't think that it's not highly relatable and people who haven't watched her wouldn't get it. Like, I think if you know nothing about Dodie and you're just looking for a good, I guess it would be, you know, memoir, biography, whatever they're called, I think it's really good. I think it's so good. I think it's so relatable, and I think it just feels so natural, which is nice. The reason that I gave it 3.5 stars is because I didn't read it afterwards and feel like I came away from it with anything. And that could be because I'm so obsessed with Dodie. Like, I am a major fan, and I knew most of what was in this book. I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything. Like, that's not me. I'm not like, I'm the biggest fan ever. But I have watched, I mean, for years, every single video she uploads. So it's not me sounding like, oh, I'm this big, but like, I knew all that was in this book because she previously talked about it on her channel. If you're a new Dodie fan, I highly suggest this book. If you don't know her at all and you're looking for a good memoir, I highly suggest it. I think it's great. I think she's an interesting person. I think the way that it was written came off very natural and just like a conversation. I just think it was that true to who she is as a person. I didn't read it and think, she didn't write this, or this just doesn't feel like Dodie, or, oh, okay, don't really care. I really did enjoy it, and I feel like it did tackle a lot of very important topics, but for me, I couldn't give it a higher rating because I didn't come away with it not knowing anything I didn't already know. They were either topics she had talked about in previous videos, she either discussed on Twitter, or whatever the case may be, so I didn't feel like I learned anything new. I wouldn't give it anything lower than I did, but I can't say it's a new favorite because I knew all of it, so it's like, where does that put me? Because I would love to give it a 5 stars, but I just feel like maybe there should have been more things that, like, she had never talked about before on her channel. If you are a fan, if you are a new fan, if you're a low-key fan, if you're not a fan and you're looking for a good book, I suggest this book. Don't take it from my rating. Take it from my overall review because I think it was just so solid. This review made sense. I'm trying to get better at these things, but I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make a review on this, honestly, because I was like, do I really have a lot of thoughts? But I feel like I do, and I feel like a lot of people are probably excited for this book and want a perspective on it. So that's my perspective. If you've read Secrets for the Mad, let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I shall see you next time. Bye!